Praise the Lord. We're in the season where God is raising giants, where ordinary men will be turned into giants overnight by the supernatural power of God. And then you understand there is something that we need to understand, even the way that God works with men. When you look at the life of Moses, you understand there are graces, there are giftings that God has given to us, and it's those gifts and you understand graces that He gives to us that He is going to breathe on that will cause a supernatural turnaround in the lives of men, that will qualify men to encounter God. There is a connectivity between the giftings of God in your life and the encounter of God that man receives. Yes, because the way you use those graces and giftings that God has given to you is what will qualify you and empower you to encounter the supernatural power, turnaround power of God. Now looking at Moses, one of the giftings that God gave to him, that God had to train him on, is in the gift of feeding the flock. Is to, you understand, to feeding the flock. And then when Moses got to his father-in-law's place, he was taught how to do it. After he was taught, then Jethro now committed the flock into his hand to now lead them. And then this is the time for him to use the gift, you understand, that he has been trained. And then what did Moses do? Let's look at the book of Exodus again. Let's look at the book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 1. And it says, now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian. Yes. And he led the flock to the backside of the desert. After he has been taught, you understand, the art of feeding the flock, leading the flock, then the flock was committed to his hand. And then what did Moses do? He took the flock, he led them to the backside of the desert, the place where they can eat, where the pasture is greenest. He used the gift that God gave to him. You understand? He used it well. No wonder he had to encounter God at that road of the backside of the desert. It was the gift of dream and dream interpretation that God gave. So Joseph, that God used even to enthrone him, because it was that gift of dream interpretation that interpreted to Pharaoh that qualified him to be enthroned even in Egypt. It was the gift of war that God empowered for David to confront Goliath. Even the gift of songs that David had was what God breathed on, that we can have all the books of Psalms that we are having today.